The most terrifying and most rewarding time of the year has come. Black Friday is already here. Meet Dire Tide on dotaboom.gg, and it's not just another event, but a real jam for those hunting free stuff. Only here you can get free daily cases every day, and the higher your account level here, the more cases you can open. Our reputable, provably fair system guarantees that every opening will be fair and absolutely square. Open the Bounty Curse case and get up to 4 skins in one go, and collect Greevil Taffies. Then go to the candy store and exchange them for Arcana items and other expensive skins. The more active you are on the site, the more Taffies and free cases you'll get. The most active players will get to the daily leaderboard, where we give away skins worth over $100. Or you can even make it to the weekly leaderboard, where the top 20 players will share exclusive rewards worth over $300. So hurry up and get your cool bonuses. Use this promo code and get a bonus of 5% on your deposit, a free case, and a bonus of 50 cents. But you better be fast, there are only 100 activations available. So don't waste your time, click the link, use the promo code, grab your bonuses, and then come back and continue watching.
Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Speed here. Today we're going to be talking about 3 things you can do within the first 10 minutes of the game as a support to get your rank up. Hopefully these steps will be very easy for you guys to follow. I've tried to pick 3 things that I think are hugely impactful that you haven't heard of before, because honestly, if you want to get to the next badge, if you want to rank up, you need to go into your rank game with simple ideas that you can follow, repeat, and look for. So yeah, today's video going to be for support players, 3 things, and let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be following a Mal's game. I picked 3 examples from this game. I thought they've been playing really well. Their sub duo has a lot of synergy. It's run by Celery, who, is a veteran of the scene. Gaming Gladiators, first place is like crazy. So yeah, let's hop into it. We're going to be starting by watching this Tusk Brood, and the first concept is double denying. This is something that I've been really pushing to my pro teammates for a while, but I haven't really pushed it that much in videos because I genuinely felt it was like too much. However, I think as people get better and better, we need to talk about more and more complex concepts. So this idea requires you to be on the same page as your offlaner, or if you're a +5 as your safe laner, but it is brutally important. So obviously this is something I suggest, trying with friends as much as possible, but as you gain ranks, it is literally something that in the top immortal brackets, players instinctively know that you will look for. And I think as people get better and better, it's going to become giga common. So what is double deny? It's as simple as you would think, as we see here, right? The Morphling wants the CS, Tusk and Brood both want the CS, and right when it's in range, they both hit it, and Morphling gets the last hit. Well, players have gotten so good, right? Players like Watson have gotten so good that they expect you to do this, and they try to time the hit. Yeah, that's how advanced this has gotten, right? It's basically like an extra step. But yeah, again, same thing here. So Morphling naturally has higher damage than Brood if you shifted agility. It's very beneficial for the Tusk to hit like this and get a deny. And that's all you have to do, because in a lot of lanes, guys, here's the reality of the laning stage. In the early levels, you don't have that many responsibilities. As a support, you do a couple things, right? You often secure the range creep, as we see he does with eye charts here. Depends on your hero, depends on your offlaner. You block the pole camp, you maybe secure the range creep, maybe you trade with a +5. But let's say, the +5 isn't in the lane, or the +5 is a hero that you just don't want to trade with. Double denying is one of the best things you can do. Right? Obviously, it's just going to help you win the CS battle, and often, most importantly, help you hit level 2 first, so you don't get killed by an early level 2 from the enemy. And just to show that this doesn't end within the first wave and isn't something that people just occasionally do, Tusk is a hero that will naturally look for something like this, as, again here, double deny, because Tusk doesn't just run down the enemy +5. You're not so strong at level 1, especially with ice shards, that you're just going to dumpster the +5, where, something like an example would be like a Chen or a Dark Willow, trades a lot better in the one-on-one. You can be looking to hit the +5 a lot. Tusk, you can do it a little, but especially against a Gyrocopter who has very good base stats, right? It's not something you would prioritize. So pretty cool concept, definitely something to use in your games. Yes, I know it has to be in synergy with your core, but it's something that people need to be aware of, that it is strong and it is something you can do. So something that Mouse does as a team exceptionally well is connecting their supports. And this is something you want to do in the majority of games post minute 5 to 6. Obviously, it's going to depend a lot on how strong your lanes are. For instance, we see here at minute 7, the Tusk with the Brood is getting a kill on the +5 Gyrocopter. that's obviously totally fine. You don't have to bring your supports together immediately at minute 5. That's not the point of what I'm about to discuss. But yeah, you want to connect your subs in most games, as long as your subs have just any synergy, like, and that's most heroes. You want to connect your subs and bring them to areas to open the area, right? And it's simple, so let me show you. All right, right here, minute 7:30, he respawns. Let's look at the map right now. So there's a couple of things happening. The Abaddon is kind of stuck under his tower. The Brood's kind of stuck under her tower. Ember is a hero that you definitely can connect to. So this is what I'd be looking at. Like, my Abba maybe needs a little bit of help. It's kind of dark over there. The Brood needs a bit of help. Dark over there. So you could kind of go anywhere and help. You just have to determine who is the easiest to pressure at that point, or who do you think is the highest impact. There's a lot of variables that go into that. We're not going to cover that now. But the main thing is that the Tusk runs to his Snapfire. I would say here, it's also important to note that Ember Spirit is a great hero to connect to, because Ember Spirit has a long-range disable, so it's very natural for a hero like Tusk, who, you know, wants a long-range disable to set up for his Ice Shards, set up for the Snowball. You know, sometimes Tusk can be the setup. It obviously depends on the angle. He's going to connect with his Snapfire, and look what they do. First things first, they look at mid-rune, so they're contesting the 8-minute rune. Nothing special here, they don't get it. Bottom, but Ember gets it top. They're going to run through the jungle. They're going to bump into Slark in a moment. They're going to kick out the Slark from the jungle, who's jungling with an Ion Shell, funny enough. Steals a couple assets, right? Now, because they're here, and they're not alone, they can comfortably progress into the area, where if it was only a Tusk or only a Snapfire, maybe he'd have to be afraid of, you know, a Puck being here and getting coiled. Maybe he'd just be annoyed by a Slark. A Slark could easily man up to either of these supports one-on-one and bully them out. However, because of the fact that they're together, they can very comfortably run through this area, maybe look to get down a ward. I think the Snapfire wanted to. However, this game, they're against a position 4 Slark, so they cannot casually throw down wards. However, what they would usually do is ward here, you know, try to secure the area for the Abaddon. And then because they are still together, now they can comfortably make another move. They could go back to mid and contest the 10-minute rune. They can look for a kill on Darkseer. They didn't see the kill. It's not very easy for these 3 heroes to kill Darkseer. He's having a pretty fine game, already helmed on with Surge. So he's going to be a tough kill. So they decide not to risk it under the tower, right? The enemy team has Puck, so they're probably afraid of getting TP'd on with Coil. And this is all situational. And eventually, I believe eventually they make their way to the Tormentor, the gate. They hit the gate, and now they're top. And it's kind of funny because they look for a kill, they don't find it, and this looks pretty clunky, and honestly, it's not my favorite what they're doing. It looks a little weird, but they're going to now help the Brood secure the top tower as 2, and the enemy has to be very, very scared because, frankly, there's, you know, a lot of kill threat, right? 2 heroes is way more damage, right? Way more damage than 1 hero, and 3 heroes is way more damage than 2 heroes, right? And it's not like a situation where, you know, 2 heroes is double damage, 3 heroes is triple damage. It's like exponential because every single slow, every stun enables the other hero's damage as they casually find a kill on Gyro, and they continue to move together. Now, guys, this doesn't mean that every single game of Dota, you're gonna see subs running together. Something like Snapfire Tusk has a lot of synergy. Snapfire, you know, with Cookie is very good with Tusk, getting him in. Snap has a lot of follow-up damage to Tusk control. Lil Shredder is very good with tag team, and so there's a big reason for them to work together. However, in general, I think having a default of working together with your other subs to open up mid, contest runes, whatever it is a great way to gain rank. It's going to help you be on the same page with subs and really make impactful moves from minute 7 to minute 10, or even earlier. It can be minute 5 to minute 10. Okay, and the last point of the video, and honestly, this to me is probably okay, maybe the second one is the most important, but this is a close one, is sapping level 6. This is very basic for some players, at least in their heads. They know the concept, sap level 6. But I was watching this replay, and I was thinking back to some coaching sessions where I was coaching a Divine player recently, a support player, and when I was coaching him, I noticed he was playing Shadow Shaman, and I noticed that he was very close to level 6. He was level 5.5, and there was a nearby creep wave, and he just didn't go for it. Instead, he looked for a kill. It wasn't a reliable kill. It wasn't someone terribly out of position. He just looked for a kill. And it's just inconsistent, guys. Dota is all about removing the RNG by looking for high percentage plays. The highest percentage play in Dota, I would say, is clicking smoke right after you hit level 6 on sub. because very frequently people don't expect it, and maybe the enemy also doesn't have level 6, right? So maybe you're going to have level 6 first. So it's very high percentile chance play. And so you'll see here, he tells his Ember, now I understand in your pubs, people aren't going to listen to you, but this is a great concept for even mid players to understand. If you're a mid player watching this, or you're a sub player and you want to talk to your mid teammate, if your mid hero can jungle, tell them to jungle. Now, it doesn't mean when you're level 3.5 and it's minute 4, you should come mid and start going for your 6. It means you've been making moves, you've been opening the map, right? You did a great job opening top, they contested the rune, helped the Abbot progress bottom a bit, they did a lot of good stuff. Now he's, because of all this stuff, he's close to level 6, close-ish. He asks Ember to jungle, they're going to slow down the pressure, and he's going to try to get to his 6, right? And then immediately after he gets 6, he's going to look to make a move. It didn't really happen this game. Players at this level are exceptionally good at being careful when they see something like a Snapfire 6, but I love this. Unfortunately, his Q's on cooldown, otherwise he could have went for a double stack. Not that his team has the best stack takers, so probably not even the best to make the Ancient stack, frankly. It would actually hurt the Brood, I think, oddly enough. But yeah, back to mid, and his Ember understands this, right? So yeah, this does take a little bit of synergy from your cores to know what you need, but if you can communicate this well to them, it's going to enable your game significantly and their game significantly, because now he can easily push out this next wave, which he probably didn't even need to do, but Ember's not here yet. Ember's still jungling, so that's fine. He's going to push out this wave, and he could easily click a smoke on Ember and go to his side lane. Why exactly they don't do it here? I believe it's because they want the 12-minute rune, but that's fine. So we're going to keep watching for a little bit, right? They want the 12-minute rune. Okay. He's on the top rune. He stands on it, tries to get it. Fight breaks out. He's level 6. Right now, if the enemy team was to take a big fight, which let me tell you, if it was a 3K, 4K, 5K game, this shit would have broke out. This would have been a giga fight. 9 out of 10 times. This would have been some mega fight. People would be TPing. You'd see the rainbow. But it didn't happen, so he didn't need to ult. However, imagine a big fight breaks out. He has ult. The enemy gyro, I'm not flaming Malady. He just, in this case, doesn't have ult. You know the difference in impact a level 6 snap has compared to a 5 gyro in a fight? I mean, it's not even close. I mean, you are probably double, triple the guy's power, you know? And so this is a big way to make sure you're winning these early fights. Ask your cores, head into the jungle, or I would say, which is even more common or easier to execute, is just look for the open wave when you are close to 6, right? When you're 5.5, 5 3/4. Take the time to slow down, stop making pressure, and find your 6. But all right, this was a shorter video. Just wanted to go over a couple of points. Hopefully this was very clear, concise, easy to follow, and some very straightforward things that you can bring into your next rank game. This is what learning's all about, stacking up the knowledge, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!